Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And today I want to talk about what I think is the most tense Guns N' Roses show in their entire career. Now, my opinion is probably going to differ from your guys's, but for me, it has to be the first show after the St. Louis Riot. I've done a whole number of videos about the St. Louis Riot. I did one about the guy who Axl punched and whatever happened to him. I did one thing about the entire St. Louis Riot, which was like 45 minutes long, so you guys can search for it on my channel. But I want to talk about Guns N' Roses' first show following the St. Louis Riot. So after the St. Louis Riot happened on July 2nd, 1991, Guns N' Roses took about a week off, and on July 8th of 1991, they played the first of two shows in Dallas, Texas. Now, it's really important to note that there was very high security at this first Dallas show, and it was actually, this next show in Dallas was actually a lot shorter than some of the previous Guns N' Roses shows. So before the first song, which was Perfect Crime, Axl stopped the show and yelled at the crowd for throwing stuff on stage, and November Rain was played quite early on in the set. After the concert was over, Axl basically said, "F you, St. Louis, and God bless America," and the entire show was about less than 2 hours long. Now, there are a couple of reviews from the show. So the Associated Press had an article titled "Guns Texas Show Quiet. Dallas police had riot gear ready for the heavy metal band Guns N' Roses' first show since fans rampaged at a Missouri concert, but all went smoothly once the performance started 2 hours late. The band performed Monday night for a near-capacity crowd at Dallas's 20,000-seat Starplex Amphitheater. Lead singer Axl Rose arrived late, police said. Rose told fans that the melee last week was blown out of proportion by the media. He also apologized for sound problems, which he blamed the equipment on damaged equipment in the riot. So the police sergeant they interviewed said 41 off-duty police officers, 10 more than usual, were hired to provide security for the show, and a private security firm provided additional guards, said Starplex general manager. So the second night they played in Dallas, a fan was thrown out at the very beginning of the show for throwing a whiskey bottle on stage, and this prompted Geffen Records to actually put out a press release to address what happened in Dallas and also to address what happened in St. Louis. So according to the press release, Axl Rose called a halt in Guns N' Roses concert at the Starplex Amphitheater last night to admonish the audience about safety after someone in the audience pitched a whiskey bottle on stage. Axl said, "Stop, stop, stop. Some selfish, stupid, idiotic mother effer just threw this on stage." And Rose sat down by the drum riser and held up the empty bottle. He said, "I want to make it really clear. If you throw stuff on stage, we will leave. And this is not about us being badder than you or anything. It has to do with being responsible, both to the band and to yourselves." He said, "I got my philosophy on this from Lemmy and Motorhead, who told me don't let them throw shit at your show because it can happen to the next band's show and could hurt somebody." So the incident happened at Guns N' Roses' second show in Dallas, and it was supposed to begin at 8 p.m., but Axl didn't show up till 9:30, and the concert ended up concluding about 2 hours and 10 minutes later. So in an exemplary example of cooperation between the band and venue security, the bottle thrower was identified and removed to the backstage area and handed over to Dallas police, who placed him under arrest. "The guy deserves to go. He could have injured someone," commented one of the officers as he took the bottle thrower away. So Doug Goldstein, who was Guns N' Roses' manager at the time, was actually quoted in the press release that Geffen put out, and he talked a bit about the St. Louis Riot. He said that, "I don't think the security people were trained in how to deal with a spontaneous rock show. It wasn't just about a legal camera, as has been widely reported." He said there was a proliferation of bottles, cans, knives, and cameras in the audience, all items which are banned at the Riverport Performing Arts Center. Duff McKagan, GNR's bassman, was hit by a flying bottle twice, and Goldstein himself observed a fan jump on stage in the melee, wielding a 6-inch knife blade over his head. He said the primary problem at the Riverport in St. Louis was a motorcycle club that was intimidating people in the audience. One of them also happened to still have a still camera. Axl could see them from the stage, and he kept asking local security to get rid of them. I found out after the show that these guys were all friends with the local security, which could explain why the security wouldn't deal with the problems they were causing. Axl has never been one to stand by and watch an injustice being done to his fans. So Goldstein also noted the lax controls on liquor sales at the Riverport venue, both in the carding process and limiting the number of drinks people could purchase. He said, "We don't like to condone or condemn the use of alcohol at shows, and in fact, in our contracts with all the promoters, it specifically states that if the building or promoter decides to sell alcohol at the venue, they assume complete responsibility for all damages and actions, because we feel that alcohol has a tendency to extenuate the problems at a venue." He went on to say, "We don't want to see anybody get hurt. Towards the end in the future, GNR's own security director will be advancing all our shows to meet with each promoter about security provisions. If we feel the promoter is not properly equipped, we will bring in professional security people." Now, here's the rant that Axl gave about the St. Louis Riot at the first Dallas show.
For the last few days, when I'm watching CNN and I'm reading this shit in the St. Louis papers and other papers, how I incited a riot. And then they're talking about, and in the band they have a recovering heroin addict, and once Axl Rose was seen driving down the street in a Jeep yelling obscenities at his former wife. What the fuck does that have to do with St. Louis? I had to realize that no matter what we did tonight and how good or how bad we played, that there'll probably be one person in the press here that for some reason didn't dig it, and he'll write about something else and he'll write some lies. Now wait a minute. At the same time, where that won't have a whole lot of effect on Dallas, and it shouldn't fuck with me, it fucks with the entire fucking thing called rock and roll in general. Because who are the main people that watch these news things and read this shit? They're all about, they're all in their 40s to 50s, sitting there eating their fucking bran flakes and drinking their coffee. Knocking getting old. We all get fucking old, it's a fact of life. Unless you fucking die before you get there, you're gonna get old. But just because you get old doesn't mean you have to deny young people their humanity. It's like the school teacher that sits home and watches Eddie Murphy and says fuck and everything else, but then he goes to school and some kid says, oh shit, and then he gets whacked in the principal's office, What the fuck is that? And so now there's a lot of people reading these negative things about Guns N' Roses, and they don't know shit they can't tell the difference from Guns N' Roses to Warrant. But if their kid likes Guns N' Roses, he's gonna get smacked in the head or something. Because in the paper it said it was an evil thing. And that really makes me go, fuck, what is the point? Well, I'll tell you what the point is. The point is that we're up here and what we're doing is something that is dying in America. It's something that's called, it's okay, it usually stays at an underground level, but it usually doesn't get as successful as Guns N' Roses, and that's something called freedom of expression. And basically, that's all we fucking are. Guns N' Roses is just a prime fucking example of freedom of expression. But there are a lot of people that they want to deny that. So basically they're going to say that Axl Rose lied about this, they lied about that, when actually they're going to tell you half-truths. They'll tell you he got in a fight with a parking attendant. They won't tell you that 15 parking attendants jumped him and wouldn't let him into his own concert, They'll just tell you he got in a fight with a parking attendant. They'll say he jumped in the crowd on somebody. He won't tell you that he jumped in the crowd because security was beating the fuck out of an innocent kid. I thought that was America was supposed to be about. Standing up for yourself and standing up for each other. I thought that's what the fuck America was supposed to be about. I'm sorry that I guess I learned the wrong lesson. I guess I learned that I should kiss ass. I should do exactly what I'm told to do by somebody who doesn't know shit. And I should write kiss ass wimpy puss songs so we can be successful and everybody will like it and it's safe. They helped kill Jim Morrison with a lot less pressure. And according to these people, I guess all I do is lie. We make up all our songs. We'll tell you if the song is a joke or it's just a joke, don't take it seriously. But most of the time, these songs are something that we dug real deep to find in ourselves. And when that gets denied, and you're told that you're full of shit, it makes it real hard to figure out how to carry the fuck on. So, what am I? Am I just a liar? I'm just full of shit. I just make up shit. I guess I'm nothing but a double-talking jive motherfucker.
Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!